What's up, boys and girls? So, again, tonight, just cooking. Already done a recipe on this. Actually, I think there's multiple ones on my channel, different things. Cheers. So, got prime rib going on tonight. It's been a while. We went out quarantine shopping, so I had to stock up on some meat. And while I was butchering, I hacked out a little roast, and I'm doing her up. So, but typically, you know, I've done them multiple ways. I was just kind of taking it easy today. Been doing a lot of shit around here, working out my plans for this guy back here. And so this time I just did meat meth, except I added a lot of herbs to it, a little more garlic to it, and then I rubbed her down, trimmed it up, tied it up, got it nice and tight, and then I bagged it. And it sat in the fridge for pretty much the entire day. So what I got going on is, instead of taking advantage of the flavorizer bars, which seriously is one of my favorite things about the SmokeFire, I got this going on. Check this out. So we're getting close. Got my pan down there. Got my base for my au jus, or my jus, whatever you want to call it. And then we got this guy right here. Nice, coated. So what I did differently is I started it at 450. So now, I mean, if you look, I mean, typically, you know, your recipes for prime rib, things like that, are started hot. I mean, I've heard everything from throw it in the oven at 500 degrees, blast it with heat, and then shut the oven off and let it sit in there for 2 hours. You know, that kind of shit. You know, let the residual heat handle the cook. It just seems like a willy-nilly way to handle a piece of prime rib, in my opinion. So I ain't doing that shit. So what I did is I blasted it at 450 for, I don't know, till it hit about 80, 85, 90 degrees, something like that. And then I dropped her down to 300. And I've just been letting her soak it in now. I did leave it out probably about a good hour and a half, something like that. You know, brought it up to room temp, and get a nice even cook that way. You don't get those brown edges, you know, that kind of stuff. So then I made a garlic thyme butter, just like a baste, and I basted it every once in a while. So it smells delicious, it looks good. So we're gonna see how it turns out. Figured I'd just kind of keep it easy. Didn't feel like burning up butter and herb and all that other stuff. So that's pretty much it. We just got some prime rib going on. I'll throw some pictures up of the prep and stuff like that. I don't know. Hope everybody else is grilling. It's Sunday. It's not so bad here. It's been like 50 degrees here today, but this week coming up is going to be awesome, man. We have one day, I think, that's even hitting the 80s. So I'll be running around naked in the yard, but I really won't. So, but other than that, prime rib night, my favorite night. I keep it simple. A nice salad, some cucumber, tomato, croutons, you know, all that other good stuff. And fries, man. Got some fries going in the Ninja right now. And that's it. So, hope everybody else is having a good night. And again, cheers. I'll throw up some pics or the slice. Just depends on how anxious the family is to eat. And we'll see what she looks like inside. I'm curious about the blast. Honestly, I've never cooked a prime rib at high heat in the start. You know what I mean? I've always done them pretty low. I mean, relatively. I mean, a piece of beef like that, I like to, you know, step it up a little bit. 275 is probably the max I've ever, or the lowest I've ever actually done one. I just don't feel it benefits anything to take it up that slow, you know, all that intermuscular fat and then ribeyes, they render pretty quickly. They don't need to break down like a brisket, things like that. But it's my opinion. You know, some may not agree. It is what it is. So Other than that, hope everybody's cooking, enjoying their peaceful time. All their animals are probably looking at you like, bitch, you get fired or what, you know? But that's it. So I'll throw some pics up of the final, or like I said, maybe a cut, just to see how everybody's feeling around here. It's getting a little anxious. It's yeah, shit, it's almost 7 o'clock, so I was dicking around too long. But all right, boys and girls, that's all I got. Later.